Today we welcome Chris Grice from Treefrog Digital. How are you doing, Chris?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Very well.
Thanks very much for joining us today. You're an SEO specialist, so could you tell us what SEO is?
Well, yeah, sure. When you take the nerd and geek speak out of it, SEO is basically helping Google to love your website and showing Google why you're the authority in what you do. Simple as that.
Excellent. So, how has the COVID-19 affected Google and SEO and all of the things that's going on?
Well, it's as you can imagine, things have been quite sort of turbulent, but actually for small businesses, it's been quite a good thing. Now, Google have brought out various schemes, more to do with their paid search. So people who have been paying for search for 12 months will get sort of some free credits and stuff like that. But actually, the opportunities really we found have been from organic, mainly for those small and medium businesses who find it hard to compete with the big corporates. Because what's happened, obviously, a lot of the big companies who've maybe got in-house teams or sort of consultants coming in all the time, a lot of those have really sort of battened down the hatches. So they've either furloughed their teams or laid off their teams. There's quite a few people who just scrapped their marketing teams entirely, which seems like utter madness to me. And what it's meant is that the activity for those larger businesses has gone absolutely plummeted. And it's really allowed those sort of small and medium-sized businesses to actually gain growth and get ahead of them, whilst they're sort of shrinking their activity down. We're seeing similar trends with other things. For example, when we had issues with the banking crash and 9/11 and things like that, and we see this quite often, that each time there is a sort of life-altering event, that actually it's the bigger businesses that kind of just scrap everything, stop everything, and actually it allows the small businesses to really prosper. So to give you an example, we've been doing our reports this week, and actually this month and last month, those businesses that have been doing SEO have actually had around 20 to 25% more growth than they were seeing than they were seeing previously. And the reason for that, as I say, is those big businesses slamming on the brakes. So that's what's been happening in an SEO world.
Excellent. So can people help themselves with SEO?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge advocate of people doing what they can themselves, as long as they're sensible with it and understand their sort of limitations. There's a huge thing within the industry where people are almost, you've got to have an expert to do everything, and it's cobblers, to be honest with you. Technical term that. I would recommend getting a little bit of knowledge yourself, and that does two things. One, it means you can do the stuff that you don't need an expert for, because quite often, I'd say sort of 50% of what's done with SEO is actually quite mundane and straightforward. And if you've got a little bit of time, then there's no reason why you should be paying an SEO or an agency to be updating titles or updating descriptions on a website, things like that. That's totally stuff you can do yourself, and it builds into every time you put a blog in, then you kind of put those things in yourself. And then that allows you then to invest in things like the technical SEO, which, things like server configurations and code compressions and all that nerdy stuff that makes my eyes light up. That's the stuff that really is worth paying for, and of course having somebody to tell you what bits you need to do. There are lots of reporting tools out there, but quite often it can be kind of death by data. So the way we work is we'll actually go through that and say, hey, this month, here's some stuff that you can do yourself if you've got time, and here's some stuff that we're going to do. Don't touch that. And it kind of balances the investment. It keeps the investment sensible, and it keeps the level of activity at a higher level than those people who are paying an agency to do everything. And again, what we see is they quite quickly overtake their competition, and it's harder for them to get leverage back again. So.
Fantastic. That's some great nuggets of information. Chris, thanks very much for your time today.
No problem. All right.